do you think the 5 weeks on the sidelines gives Tua the balls to tweak his bromance with McDaniel? Someone needs to show McDaniel the meaning of toughness. Nah, that has nothing to do with it, dude. I don't know if Tua can learn, and I don't know if Mike McDaniel can learn. I think they're both too damn stubborn. They neither guy has proven to me that they learn from their mistakes. So think about that. Let's just talk a little bit about that. Your quarterback and your head coach refuse to learn from mistakes that they constantly make. Not rarely, constantly. One guy can't win challenges, doesn't know when to stick to the run, doesn't know how to call a game, doesn't know when to run, when not to run, when to pass, when not to pass, when to go for it, when not to go for it. This past week, he went for that 50-something yarder on a short yard situation when that's not a good situation for Jason Sanders. You know that. So why not go for it? You're coming off a week where you had an attitude of running the ball, and then you've got a quarterback that can blow out ankles, and his reasoning is, let me put a titanium rod so it's harder to break my ankle next time. Not, hey, let me not hold on to the ball so this doesn't happen to me again. No. Let me put a titanium rod because that will help me so it won't happen again. Not that I'm going to alter how I play. So let me alter my body so it can deal with the way I play. That's this nutbag that we have at quarterback. The guy I absolutely love is TUA Tagovailoa. That nutbag, this is who he is. Blows out his hip. He has to come back. He does. And he's ready to go. The guy is fearless. Nothing scares him. No injury scares him. No defensive lineman scares him, which is great because he's got the balls to play that position. But he doesn't have the durability. He doesn't have the body for it. And he doesn't understand that. So when he said today or yesterday in the press conference, okay, and he says this.
It's got to be smart. That's it. It's got to be smart. My entire time playing football, I've been a competitor, and that, is or was sort of my edge when I would run from high school. Even in college, I would do the same thing. But it's a professional, setting. This is the professional level, the best of the best. You just can't be doing that. So definitely gotta stay more available for the team, for the organization, for our guys.
I mean, in that soundbite, he says, at this level, you can't because you can't. Oh, that was, a weapon of mine in high school and even in college. Well, it's not a weapon anymore. The only weapon you have now, dude, is your eyes and your arm. You're a specialist. That's it. The funny part is he works in the same building with Dan Marino. Have you not rolled the film, dude? You say that you love Dan and you get to talk to Dan, and I'm sure you watch some of his plays. Did you really watch his games? Because he didn't take hits. He rarely took hits. And when he took a hit, he had to take it because he was waiting for the right moment to throw the ball, and he had to hang in there. And Dan would do that. Gladly, he would do that and would take that brutal hit. But if he was taking any cheap shots that he shouldn't, he would rip into his lineman. And he wasn't going to go hold on to the ball for 5 seconds. And he was the best at throwing it away. Not only was he the best passer I've ever seen in my life, he is the best at throwing it away. He sensed it. He had an eye in the back of his head like I've never seen before. He had a sixth sense of getting rid of the football, and the guy was right there. Constantly. So watch the game, dude. Watch the guy that is in your building. He avoided contact as much as possible. Why don't you? And we have a quarterback and a head coach that refuse to learn from their constant mistakes. Not learn from their mistakes, learn from their constant mistakes. That's like me going through the Panhandle every week to have a hot dog at Dairy Queen. Not one time, every time. That's the equivalent of what Tua does every time. That's the equivalent of what Mike McDaniel does every single time. I was catastrophically stupid one moment. These two guys are catastrophically stupid often, and they refuse to learn from it. Scary, isn't it? The two most important people on your football team refuse to learn from their mistakes, from their constant mistakes. Some of us, we try to learn from our mistakes, that we make it, and then we try to avoid the mistake again. These two individuals are constantly making the same mistakes over and 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 over again. And they continue to make it over and over and over and over and over again. Hard to reason with that, isn't it? Hard to have hope for that. Hard to feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel with McDaniel or Tua. And it's not because they're not intelligent. And it's not because they don't have the ability to do it. No, they're both intelligent. They both have the ability to do it. They're both fantastic people. But there's this blind stupidity or something, or ignorance, or when the ball is kicked, that they all of a sudden common sense is out the window. And your franchise has gone to shit because those two guys refuse to learn. Those are the facts, man.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.